name is Miranda, and today I'm here to review the book 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. This is the author of The Hating Game, which I haven't read that book yet, but I've heard such good things about it. And when I found out about this book, I was so super intrigued to read it because it has one of my absolute favorite story tropes. And that is when, well, it's like a tie-in, like, sliced. It's either falling in love with your brother's best friend or falling in love with your best friend's brother. I just eat that up. I don't know why. It's just like a fantasy, I guess, that I've always thought it was just so cute, you know, that like someone who's been so close to you all along is the one for you all along. So I was really excited to read it because of that and because I had high hopes. That being said, reading it, I was gravely disappointed in a lot of what I was reading. I think there's a lot to break down here, but basically the main story, if you haven't heard about it, is this girl Darcy, her twin brother Jamie. They grew up since they were kids with his best friend Tom, who was just like always around when they were kids, and now that they're older, Darcy's kind of in flux in her life. Like, she doesn't really know what to be doing, where to be going. She loves to travel, but it's more of like an escape for her, of like she just gets away from people and doesn't really bother staying around when things get hard and stuff like that. So their grandmother just passed away and left her house to the twins to be remodeled and then flipped and sold, and they'll get the profits of the money as like their inheritance. And Darcy's living there right now, but Tom is coming to work on the remodel since he's a contractor, and it's bringing up all these old feelings, well, I say old, but like they've never gone away, feelings in Darcy, and just she really, you know, wants to be with him. She wants to have this one thing to herself, even though her brother has like claimed him as his friend. There was a whole thing about that I didn't really like too, of like the idea of like someone has to be like 100% yours, like you have to be able to claim them as yours and they claim you as theirs. Like, I don't necessarily agree with that. I get where like she explained it, and like she's kind of like, I never get something just to myself, which I fully get, especially being a twin. You probably never get anything to yourself. But at the same time, I don't like how there was such an emphasis on like, say that you're 100% mine and stuff like that. It was just like, okay, slow your roll. And I feel like that was just a big theme of this book, is I felt like it was one of those books that would come out like circa like Twilight, you know, like mid-2000s era, when we'd all be like fawning over the love interest and just being like, oh my gosh, but there's like this possessiveness and this like, I don't know, just this quality to Tom and to like their relationship that I found very like off-putting. And I was just kind of like, what? Like, there's just very much like, I don't know. And it's weird because like on one hand Tom is like this, there's this whole metaphor throughout the book that like Tom is this very prim and proper boy, always does what he's told. There's a bunny across the street, that's what I'm looking at. Hi bunny. Always does what he's told, but then Darcy sees like this side of him that no one else does. She knows there's like an animal, a beast inside of him, and you're just kind of like, oh, okay. And it was just, I don't know, like their relationship was cute, but I just feel like I couldn't fully invest in it because I was always like, oh, like, that was a weird thing to say. Like, it's just a whole weird thing. And if you read the book, you'll definitely pick up on it. And I feel like I said, it's one of those things that, like, remember when we all read Twilight and we were like, Edward is so cute, how he won't let Bella do anything. I want a guy like that. And then you grow up and you're like, oh, crap, that's not an actual good relationship. So I feel like it was like that. Like, it was very much like she kind of needed someone to lead her and take charge, and I think that was the worst message out of the whole book that I got, that it was like Tom was her savior, essentially. Like, I feel like it's fine if like a person like challenges you to do better and be a better person, but if the way like they're portraying it in this book is like she literally needs him to live, essentially. Like, there's even a part, if you read the book, you'll get it, like she's not doing well till he comes back, and then it's like all of a sudden she's up and fine, and it's like, I don't like that message of like, again, that you need someone and that you don't really necessarily make the choice on your own to be better, which I feel like she didn't ever really improve. That's the thing. Like, she started in such like a miserable, lonely place, and the only difference is that I feel like she gets what she wants. Like, she doesn't start being better and then things come easier and she gets what she wants. It's like she gets what she wants and then she acts better because she has what she wants. So it's kind of like, it's a weird message, and I feel like Darcy was like a very hard character to like, and Tom too. I just feel like this book definitely could have benefited if we had dual point of view with Tom and Darcy instead of just Darcy's point of view, because there were so many times where I was like, I don't know what you mean right now. Like, he would say something And it's not even like I could get the hidden message underneath it. Like, Darcy would be like, I wonder if he means this. And I'm like, this clearly does mean something, but I don't know because I don't know anything about Tom aside from, like, that you think he's an animal. Like, I feel like it definitely needed more description, and I feel like the characters need to be fleshed out a lot more. Like, Tom was kind of your quintessential, you know, like, love interest that, you know, isn't as perfect as he seems to be, even though he is. And Darcy was just kind of like this girl who's, like, independent, but a mess, and needs a guy, you know, to come and help her and save her. And it was just kind of, like, great. Like, I think the ending did really wrap it together for me very well, because a lot of, like, the drama that I thought was going to happen that was very stereotypical did not happen, which I thought was nice. And there was, like, a good reveal with Tom and Darcy and something that happened between them that I thought was really good, where I could, like, picture in my head almost like a Hallmark movie. But again, I just feel like their relationship wasn't built up enough for me. Like, it was like kind of like she made it very obvious that she liked him. And then I guess it was supposed to be obvious that he liked her, but sometimes he'd say things and she'd be like, oh my gosh, like, he must like me. And I'm like, does he though? Like, he clearly meant it as, like, saying he liked her, but just, like, not knowing Tom enough the way it read, you were like, is that what he's saying? Like, it was just a very confusing kind of thing. And like I said, the relationship was cute for the most part. It was just very, like, surface level. Like, I feel like there wasn't much to the development of it. Like, I just feel like for a lot of it, you were kind of like, wait, what's happening? And like I said, it was very dialogue heavy. There wasn't a lot of, like, description, which I would have liked, because I think it would have helped with some of the, like, things that Tom was saying and know more of his, like, body language when he was saying certain stuff, because it was kind of just like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Like, you know 100% what Darcy's thinking, but then not Tom. So that's why I think it could have benefited from a second point of view and having Tom's, just to see kind of where his head was at and everything like that. So overall, I was just very disappointed. I think it's one of those novels that it disguises itself as, like, we have this independent woman who, you know, she's kind of a mess, but, you know, she's gonna fix it. But in reality, it's like, she's gonna fix it when she gets the guy. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, and like I said, I just don't really like the possessive nature of their relationship, how it's always like, he gets very, like, macho, you know, when she even talks to other guys. Like, there was one scene where he said, like, oh, I saw you, like, talking to the delivery guy, getting all chummy. And I'm like, it's a freaking delivery guy. The woman is probably saying, like, hey, here's your money, thanks. Like, that's it. Like, you can't go around being like, me man, whenever you see your girlfriend talking to any other guy, because, like, you're gonna go absolutely crazy. Like, you have to just... No, and it was supposed to be, like, charming and romantic and protective, and, like, he's old-fashioned like that, you know, he wants his woman to himself. And I'm like, that's all fine and good, I get that, but, like, she's literally just trying to hang out with the people that are working on her house. Like, just let her live her life and not be so, like, you have to do this. So it was just... yeah, no. So I ended up giving this book 2.5, I guess, out of 5 stars. Like I said, the ending I feel like really came together and bumped it up for me, because throughout so much of it, I was like, this book sucks, this book sucks. And then at the end, I was like, oh, it was okay. And there were some cute lines, cute dialogue. I'm definitely still going to check out The Hating Game, because that has a much higher rating on Goodreads than this one does. So yeah, if you're debating, like, between checking them out, I would say start with Hating Game. See how that is. I'm going to read it, and then we'll see how that is. But this book, for me, it's just... either read it just to see, like, how weird this relationship possessiveness, obsessiveness is, or read it if you don't really expect it to be that great, would be my thing. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also leave your thoughts about the book down below if you have read it or are interested in reading it. Thank you guys again all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!